Be sure to like and subscribe, gamers. Are you selecting like and subscribe music?
The first podcast. Welcome to the first podcast. The first podcast. The first podcast.
Lordy. All right, let's just jump into it. Okay, let me collect myself. Let me get centered. Let me get my chakras centered here. Let me clear my throat. Got my humidifier on. Okay.
Get my chocolate scented.
Okay. Hey everybody, welcome to the first podcast. We're here with Ryan Hailey, aka the Joe Rogan of having hair. Ryan, go ahead and start the podcast for us.
What's up, everybody? I'm the Joe Rogan of having hair. That's what everyone calls me, obviously. Nice to meet you all and to be here. What's this podcast all about? I know it's the first podcast. What do you guys do here?
So here's the thing about the first podcast. So it was the seminal show. We're kind of godfathers of the medium. So it's like this was back before you had to have a real format for a show.
Gotcha.
Because we were the format. What the format was a podcast.
We created it.
You're the Seinfeld of podcasts. It's a podcast about nothing.
Everyone's ripping us off.
That's actually a fantastic tagline, and I'm stealing it.
We're the Joe Rogan of having a podcast.
Yeah. So what we like to do, though, is generally speaking, we like to talk about...
I like to speak generally.
There you go.
Okay.
No, but I mean, there's a general focus, I suppose, on content creation and bodily functions. I would say those are kind of like two of the... They just seem to come up a lot.
Okay.
So we'll just we'll get into both.
I've been trying to get rid of the second one. I've been trying to push that one out, ironically, from being part of the discourse. But today's probably not that day. But hey, you can just bring up whatever you want.
I've been trying to double down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of balanced out.
Yeah.
All right, I'm ready to talk about both. I've done a lot of both of those in my life. So
let's knock this out of the way, and then we can just talk about whatever comes up, which is, can you tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do?
sure, I can tell you a little bit about who I am and what I do.
Just a bit, not too much.
Yeah, exactly. A little bit. I'll emphasize the little bit part.
No, tell us everything.
6 words or less.
Okay, video editor from Tennessee, lives in LA. Those are the short bio version.
Okay, now 200 words or more.
I think that was 7 words, but...
Oh, shit. Yeah.
3 little words.
But yeah, I've been a video editor for like a bunch of YouTube channels for a long time now, and then I also on the side make my own shit. So I'm making comedy videos and game show videos and music videos, kind of just whatever I feel like making on the side for fun, and also to do that too professionally. So that's in a nutshell what I do, and I work at Funhaus.
Okay. By the way, Doplex, I just wanted to say, considering that Funhaus is part of Rooster Teeth and that you used to be a part of Rooster Teeth, this must be like really, really awkward right now, right? Like really uncomfortable.
Awkward.
Yeah,
so
Doplex
awkward.
must be shitting his britches, as they say.
I'm doing this podcast naked because of the meat sweats I'm getting from being in it. Oh, great. Well, see, it's not so awkward anymore.
Yeah, not awkward at all anymore.
Nude up and lewd up.
Doplex, can we get into why you think you're better than Rooster Teeth? Like why you thought you were...
Well, many kudos. That's quite simple. It's because you see, roosters. They scientifically, I have more teeth than a rooster, so I'm able to consume more things. You know, I do like apples.
That was the shittiest brag I've ever heard in my entire life. I have more teeth than a rooster. Like you said that as if you were somehow cool because of that.
Yeah. What am I not? Does that make me somehow not as cool?
No, it's just a weird thing to brag about. I don't know.
It's a weird flex, but you know what? I'll give it
to you. Thank you. Kudos. Yeah.
Do we need to explain the backstory here? Doplex used to work for Inside Gaming. He was Inside Gaming. He got out.
I was the Inside Gamer. Yeah, and Ryan and I worked in the same building. Unfortunately, not for very long because of this delicious virus that's going around and just
this damn disease
laying waste. This
SARS
epidemic from a dystopian future. that's just going around and just shitting in all of our pillowcases. But yeah, Ryan, how do you how you liking Funhaus, my man? How you enjoying things?
I fucking love it. It's like the best job for me ever. I can't believe I kind of fell into it in a weird way because I'm not really a video gamer per se. I mean, I like video games and I'm entertained by them, but I certainly don't play them that often. But it's like the best from a filmmaking. It's like fun, free-form comedy videos with fun people that I like.
Right.
So,
excuse me, by the way, did you just say that you're not much of a gamer?
yeah, I wouldn't like consider myself that's like a huge part of my identity. Yes, but I do like games. I do think that they're cool.
This podcast has been fun. I'm really glad to have you come on.
Oh no, is this a gaming?
This is a gamers only podcast. I know you're here to steal my virginity.
Get on these gaming podcasts.
Get the fuck out of here.
Your balls must be this long to enter. You have to have played over 60 video games a second.
Ryan, out of curiosity, when you say that you're not as much of a gamer, is that something that has kind of always been the case, or has that changed as you've grown older?
It has changed as I've grown older. I would say at a time I was obsessed with video games.
Yeah, me too, man. Like, I feel like the older I get, it pains me to say, but like the less I like video games anymore. I still play them. It's just like my tolerance and patience for them has gone way down, and I only play like a few of them every year.
Absolutely,
yeah. I'm the opposite. I've stayed true. I should have been inside gaming, not Doplex.
I draw a big line between the multiplayer and single player video games because that's really where I dropped off. Like I still to this day love any multiplayer game. Like I'll still play NFL Blitz or GoldenEye or NBA Jam or that kind of shit. But the times of me sitting down by myself on my free time and playing, a game for just hours and days and wanting to beat it. That's kind of over. And I used to do that, like on Super Nintendo and N64. Right. Those are kind of the last two big, and the Wii even, I'd say. That's crazy. But then after that, I kind of dropped off big time.
I feel like NFL Blitz has really stood the test of time. That game is still very fun today.
Oh, it rocks, dude. Yeah. It's so fun. It's made to be as fun as possible. It does the Mario Kart thing where it fucks over the person that's supposed to be winning, and so at the last second, you're always like, I should have got, that touchdown. That was a touchdown.
Like 5 fumbles in the last quarter. It's awesome.
That's really interesting that you say that your gaming career has sort of shifted more to multiplayer, because I feel like it would be more the opposite as you get older. Because like me, I feel like I play more single player games.
I was about to say the same thing. Yeah.
Not hanging out with people as much.
Well, yeah. I'm very much a loner. I'm definitely an inside gamer.
If you will. Yes.
You're an actually, Dopix is an incel gamer. He's starting his own channel. That's
nice.
That's true.
I'd watch that.
I think that there's a lot of them out there. They're quite easy to find.
Aren't they kind of like synonymous terms? Like if you're a gamer, that's a good way to be an insult.
Yeah,
no, I had the same thing though. Like definitely the older I've gotten, I've had like less tolerance for like multiplayer games. I guess like I still like multiplayer games, like co-op games where I can like hang out with my friends and like do something together in that way. But I don't know. I get too like I don't have enough time to get like really good at say like whatever shooter's good right now. I don't care enough to like grind that out and really get good at that.
Where's the time?
So when I hop in, I just get. That's the thing. But like a single player game, I can get good at because it's sort of I can just chip away at it, and the difficulty isn't there isn't like the super tryhard guys who've been playing it nonstop since launch who are just gonna gank you in 2 seconds.
That's actually kind of why I've been enjoying Torghast. Have you checked this out yet, Kudos?
I'm still not level 60. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. But yeah,
Torghast is this new thing in
I've heard it's
WoW,
really good.
Which I get back into WoW just for like a month or two every time there's a new expansion, and then I kind of get bored of it. But Torghast is like
I tricked him into doing it.
Yeah, it's this new like single player mode in the game where it's just like a randomized dungeon that you go through, and you get better at it every week, and it's really cool. It's how you get your like legendary items. Yeah, it's really cool.
A lot of repeatability and interesting. But that's the sort of thing where it's like, I can just hop on, do a quick little whatever thing by myself and get a little bit better each time. And I don't have to worry about some hardcore player coming in and like shitting on me and ruining my fun, because then that makes me feel bad.
Or creating more fun.
That'd be hilarious. And if in WoW you could actually shit on someone, like do /shit, and it actually comes out with poop.
Very good, Lars.
Like it.
You should take that on Shark Tank.
Another successful bet on the T1 podcast.
Okay, so here I have a topic, and
there we go.
This is something I want to get your guys' take on this. So one of our Discord moderators, IG88, he says he's never eaten a salad, and I don't really believe him.
Okay, I also have something to add to this.
I can see that.
But like, a salad's such a vague term. Like, sure, they've had like just some leaves on the side of a meal that they've eaten, right?
Well, I mean, it's not even just that. It's just I don't believe that he hasn't eaten a salad proper. Like, it's such a basic, common food that you would have had to have run. Like, sure, I think he's 18. In 18 years, you would eat a salad.
Well, let's ask Ryan. Ryan, have you had a salad?
I've had a salad. I can say I don't. I have to force myself to eat a salad. I completely get why not wanting to eat a salad. I agree with you that he probably has. It's the never that you're confused about.
Yeah,
right?
like not once in your entire life you were like in a situation.
Yeah, he probably had to have it once to realize he didn't want to have it ever.
Okay.
I assume.
But he's been really pushing it. He's been like, no, I've literally never had a salad. And he adds to it too. He says, I like the lettuce by itself.
Isn't that technically a salad?
You could almost argue that is a salad. Yeah.
Just the lettuce, like that constitutes a salad.
It's not a very good salad, but it's leafy greens on the side of a meal.
Right.
Yeah.
If I ate a bunch of lettuce, I would have considered I ate most of a salad, basically.
Salad components.
Yeah.
Sure.
Speaking of leafy greens, I'm curious to hear what Leafy thinks about salads.
Yeah, can we get Leafy on the podcast?
Yeah.
Ryan, you're friends with Leafy, yeah?
Yeah, let me call him.
Get him on the horn.
He's
Yeah,
not
so
here. He's over here.
Oh, is his Wi-Fi also acting up?
No, Duplex is going to get it.
Yeah, he's right here.
Hey, what's up? What's up, fuckers?
Hey, Leafy. What up, Leafy?
Hey, what's your opinion on leafy greens?
I don't know.
All right, cool, Leafy.
Another successful bit on the T1 podcast.
I feel like I can't do it anymore. I lost it.
You lost it?
No, it was good. I just don't think there's a lot of material there.
Yeah, it was like, I don't know what Leafy's
greens.
opinion on a salad would be.
I'm going to add to that. I'm going to add to the original discussion. So I recently talked to a friend of mine from high school, a close friend of mine, and he admitted that he's apparently never had a curry in his entire life. And to me,
that's more understandable.
That might depend on the culture, because in America, I can definitely see how people, especially if they're not even just like xenophobic, but not really into trying multicultural stuff too much, like I could see them have not.
Okay.
Yeah.
I suppose also like where I'm from in New Zealand is much more. The curry is like a pretty popular thing. I think just in like the colonies in general, especially in England, like an Indian curry is like super popular. So like growing up, that was like one of the 5 meals your mum would make on repeat. You just get the jar of pre-made butter chicken sauce and slap some chicken in it and you're done.
Yeah.
So, but the fact this guy's never once been at like maybe his mum didn't make it, but he's never been at a friend's house for dinner and their parents made it, or they were at went out to, there's so many Indian restaurants in New Zealand as well. Like we go to them all the time.
Well, would you have to go to like an ethnic restaurant to get it, or is it just served at normal places?
Well, I don't know if I distinguish them as normal, Lars, but
you know what I mean, though.
I'm just yanking your testes, mate.
Yeah.
No, you would have to go. You would have to go to like an Indian restaurant. But again, there's a lot of them. Like they're a common occurrence. It's like, oh, we'll go for a curry tonight. It's a normal thing.
They are popular here, but probably not as much. Like we do have them, but you could feasibly go without a curry for quite a while, I think, in most cases.
I have something to say about salads, actually.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I'm 34, right? So I sympathize with this kid who's 18 and who hates salads. Because that was me, and I'm 34, and I still eat like shit, dude. And I just released a hit song called "I Eat Like Shit."
I've seen it.
I eat like
it's
shit.
Very good.
Thank you.
I related.
It's on the Ryan Shorts channel, and that's a true song. It's a problem. I'm trying. I know it's going to catch up with me someday. But my question is I don't know how I'm alive, and I am like I eat so bad, and I always have. And to me, it's like I don't really ever feel bad. Like everyone's like, "Oh man, I eat Domino's, and now I feel like shit." It's like, no, I eat like shit, but I don't ever feel that like shit. Maybe it's the weed, but that's a theory. But it makes me feel better. But at the same time, I don't feel that bad. So, and when I eat salad, I feel worse. Whose sick idea was it to make all the good food taste bad and all the bad food taste good? You sick fuck. That's the weird thing. Is that I eat stuff that is supposed to feel good or be good for me, and I'm like, oh God, I have to force myself to eat it. And I'm like, this is my medicine. Help me. Why isn't this easier? How does everyone else eat salads all the time and gulp them down? I don't get it. So maybe my body's just fucked and I'm some robot, alien thing.
Right.
Anyone have any advice or help for me? Go for it.
What if it's all relative? What if you think you say you never feel bad? What if you don't know what good feels like? And this is just like
that is a good
what
point.
if you start eating healthy and all of a sudden you're editing at twice the speed, your eyes are darting, Ryan's shorts become Ryan's longs, you've got the energy to film longer content. It's
that is a good that's what my ex-girlfriend used to say, because she's super in health food nut and into yoga and stuff, and I'd be like, dude, I feel fine. Why should I change my habits if I feel? And she's like, but imagine how you could feel. And I'm like, well, I can't really argue that, but I feel like it's a lot of effort. and I like junk food, so I don't know, man.
It's definitely like
I always think of
definitely. Oh my god! Now you go, Dopix. You've earned it.
Oh, thank you, kudos. I always think of that episode of Drake and Josh where they make a bet that Drake has to stop eating junk food, and then he like breaks out in hives, like he gets all rashy because he stops eating junk food. So maybe that's what your body's going through. Like when you eat something healthy, your body's like, the fuck is this?
I think that it's part of it. You're right.
Well, I think the answer, to be serious during a funny segment, I don't know why, but is it probably your gut bacteria? Like I hear that's like largely responsible for, like, if you put a lot of junk into it, that like your gut bacteria is bad, and then you get used to it, and then when you put good stuff in it, it's like, what the fuck? So it's like that actually does check out.
How do I reverse this? That doesn't sound good.
Damn, girl, you got that good gut bacteria.
Yeah.
I mean, there's an obvious answer, but it's just that you probably don't want to do it.
I know. Yes.
Yeah.
Eat better
every day.
Yes. But is it kind of like weeding yourself off heroin or something, where it's like, okay, after 3 weeks or a month, man, after just shoveling salad into your mouth, you're finally going to start liking it. And then, you're not going to like donuts anymore. I don't know.
That is actually a thing. Like when you eat like a bunch of like processed food, pretty much your brain registers good food differently. So it's like the more good food you eat, the more your brain's like, oh, this is good, if that makes sense.
That is objectively true. As someone who is on a diet right now, yeah, that is a thing. And if you do force yourself to do it, you will become healthy. But maybe there's a downside to it, which is that you lose the shtick of the guy who eats like shit.
I don't want to have that shtick. That is not what I
would have to delete that video.
That's just my reality.
Yeah.
Can you do a new version, like called "I Eat Really Good"? Or I
can't wait to make that video. Yeah.
I eat slightly better.
Yeah, that's what it'll be. It'll be in stages. It'll be baby steps. I'm eating better.
That would be pretty good. I want to ask about that video, because how many weird looks did you get while filming it? Because it was a lot of public spaces, mouthing at the drive-thrus and at the supermarkets. Was anyone like, the guy's really getting into Mountain Dew?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I got a lot of weird looks. Especially the weirdest one was when I was at In-N-Out, because I'm such a fucking, if I'm by myself with a camera and I'll do a Stanley Kubrick to myself, where I'll just make myself do like 40 takes of this one stupid line. And literally I was there waiting at the In-N-Out over by LAX, and about every 3 minutes a plane would come right next to the In-N-Out, right? So it's like I wanted to do this cool shot where I would swing over and get the plane going right as I'm like shoveling these chili fries into my mouth. So I finally wait to do it. I do it once, And like, I'm like, all right, well, that was kind of okay. And people are watching me as I'm doing it. And I do it 12 times. You know, I was there for like 45 minutes, an hour, every 3 minutes, just taking the same chili fries and shoving it, cramming it in my face while this airplane goes by. And there was definitely people out there like just having a meal as a family watching me do that like repeatedly. Like, what the fuck is going on there? Yeah.
Was that Ryan from Funhaus?
Yeah, no.
I do have to ask, like, because whenever I see like any kind of like, because I love this style of comedy where it's like very much like public, not like it's kind of like public self-deprecating humor where it's like, hey, look, I'm the idiot in public, and I always wonder like, do you ever, like, or do you ever get like the cops called on you, like if somebody thinks like, oh, there's this crazy dude with a camera, like,
and he's eating like shit.
Well, if
and he's
you
singing
watch
about it.
Most of my videos, I'm in solitude in my room, right? Like
Right.
I'm a pretty lazy filmmaker, in the sense that I'm, you know, that's mainly the reason I started even getting on camera was just because like I'm like, oh man, I got this idea. Do I really want to call somebody up and teach them what I want them to do? Like I just want to do it right now in my room, like and fuck it. And so I rarely go out onto the town and shoot. And so, yes, I am worried sometimes, especially here in LA where all the cops are just trained to anyone that has any camera that is not a cell phone. That's why I like shooting with my cell phone, but I did have it on like a little tripod. So that makes it more like official. Like, oh, that's like a real shoot. It's like, no, I'm not. I'm just shooting with my whatever. But yeah, I mainly down on Hollywood when you're on like the Walk of Fame. Because then there's lots of if you look like you're shooting anything real there, then they're kind of trained to be like, you can't, you know, where's your permit, dude?
Yeah,
you know,
sure.
So that's happened to me a bazillion times, and then I just leave.
What's as someone who's never stepped in the beautiful city of LA where there's no homeless people and everyone's rich? What's it like? Is that kind of common there? Like, I get the feeling there's so many, like, you know, YouTubers and TikTokers and obviously famous people, but like, do you get a lot of, I mean, this question to Dopix and Ryan, since you both live in the LA area, do you just see that a lot? Like people just filming fucking TikToks and YouTube videos and bullshit on the street every day? Is that a common occurrence or no?
I believe it or not, see more actual productions where maybe they're just easier to see because you'll start seeing box trucks, and I've worked on a bunch. So I kind of like, once I start seeing box trucks somewhere, I'm like, oh dude, someone's shooting a movie somewhere, you know, within walking distance, there's a movie being shot. And I kind of have a whole routine I'll do with that. But rarely with TikToks. I'll see it sometimes in certain places, especially on like Venice Boulevard. There's constantly people using that as a backdrop because it's just a cool, weird place. So if you go there on any given Sunday or Saturday, you'll see, you know, people doing stupid pranks and stuff and YouTube, making YouTube videos. But if you're in LA, what pro tip? Anybody that lives in LA, get yourself a one of those. Get anyone who even goes to LA and visits it, get yourself one of those walkie-talkies. What do you call them? The things that go in your ear. There's a fucking word for it. Yeah, an earpiece, but there's an actual
Bluetooth
official word for it.
Bluetooth. Yeah, Bluetooth.
Okay, we'll just call it the little earpiece headset thing. And get one of those. And basically, where there is a production, there is a badass catering truck, okay? That you can take full advantage of, my friend. I'm talking full advantage because they have the most sweetest food there, and they have no clue who the PAs are for that given day. So basically you go up, you park your car, you get your earpiece out, you go to the fucking food truck and you go up in a hurry and with like a little list and be like, okay, I got 4 orders here for all the producers. Okay, give me your 3 steaks, 1 loaded burrito, pizza, and you order the works, and then just you walk out of there, they make it in a heartbeat, and then you walk out of there with like a buffet and you take it home, and you take your earpiece off and you're like, fuck yeah, I owned Hollywood today.
How many times have you done that?
Oh, countless. Like it's so easy to get away with, especially because it's such a chaos on set, especially on location. You have no idea who, and they're happy to make stuff. They're just sitting there bored a lot of the time.
Right.
Yeah, that makes total sense because even the few shoots that I've been involved in, here, not even in LA, there's just so many fucking people running around everywhere and doing this and that, and it's chaos. So yeah, you just slipping in and being like, yep. 10 burritos, please.
Yes, exactly. 10 burritos.
That's
It
awesome.
works right now.
Doplex, can we do that
Feed
when I
me for a
visit?
week.
Yeah. We'll go box truck hunting.
I could join you guys
Good
if you
song.
want.
Do you have any other LA tips? This is fascinating.
That's a big one. If I think of any, I'll let you know. But
Please, appreciate it.
way to get fed here.
That is a pretty big one.
By the way, I noticed, Ryan, your email is
Yes.
ryanhasshorts@gmail.com. And
Yes.
Oh, way to
I was
dox
just
them.
thinking,
Wait,
like,
docs.
it's his public email on his YouTube description.
Yeah, it's on Twitter and everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fine.
Oh.
I think what if there's some guy out there named Ryan H. Asshorts and he's like, God damn it, he took my fucking email.
asshole.
I've never thought of that. Wow, yeah, you're right.
Oh, really? I thought that was going to be like the 100th time you'd heard that.
No,
Okay.
Ryan H.
Wow.
Asshorts. Whoa.
I'm clever.
That
Okay.
should be your new name.
What was that hashtag from a few months ago? That was it was a Pokemon game, but they abbreviated it to be in a hashtag, and the way it spelled something like that, but it was do you know what I'm talking about? Never mind.
No.
Okay.
No.
I don't remember
No,
that.
I want to know.
Yeah.
We'll give you a second. Kudos.
We need like a gopher for the podcast. We need like a dude who's like their job, like if we don't know something on air, is to go look it up.
Yeah, we need a Jamie.
Yeah, look that up.
Yeah, Jamie, pull that up.
Barack Obama in the chat, if you want to go do that today, go for it. You can look up that hashtag. I'm kind of curious what it is. Okay, so I have a topic, and
Yes.
yes, Doplex.
I was gonna say we should ask Ryan like an actual question, because I have a bit of a deep question. I don't know.
I did find it out.
What is it?
Just really quick. Yeah, it was Pokemon Masters EX. Oh, Jakiki also
my
found it. in
God.
chat.
That's terrible.
Pokemon Masters EX. So it looks like Pokemon Master Sex as a hashtag. And I really didn't think that through.
No.
Pokemon is the master sex. I've always said that.
It's like the new it's like Wii Fit but for sex, and they put a
Yeah.
Pokemon skin over it.
Yeah.
So how about this?
Pokemon Masters.
I'll suggest the topic, but this is something you guys might need to think about for a little while. So I'll put it
Okay.
now, and then you guys can think about it as we go on. So
Okay.
I'm curious because I've told a number of bad date stories on the podcast before, and I realized that I never gave you, Doplex and Kudos, a chance to do that. And also, Ryan, if you have any, I would be curious to know, because I think that's inherently interesting.
Bad date stories.
I kind of have one that comes to mind.
Okay, do
Oh.
you want to do it later, or should we just get into it now while you have it?
It's pretty brief. I can, and the reason it comes to mind, because honestly, I have learned my lesson, and I don't do this anymore. And that's what
Okay.
that's what this
I don't see women.
that's what this story is actually kind of about. Is that I went on a date that was actually a fun date. At the end of the day, it just was kind of like it was a funny story, and then I told it on a podcast on Show Me the Meaning on the Wisecrack channel, and I told it kind of like, oh man, this thing that happened to me at this movie that we went to, because it was about the movie The Irishman, and the date was about seeing The Irishman. And then she listened to the thing that later and was like, what the fuck? like you talk, like, way to make our fun date sound like it was like the worst. I'm like, well, it was kind of for the podcast, but I can see what you're saying, and what happened was that we were at the fucking Egyptian seeing The Irishman. I could not wait to see The Irishman. And and it was a huge packed theater. It was one of like the first screenings of it. And she had a bad cold, right? And it was one of those things where you like feel so bad for somebody because they're like literally sneezing every 5 seconds in this 3.5 hour long movie. All right, like.
Oh, no.
Achoo! Achoo! And so you're like,
Yeah.
obviously you can't do anything. It's like I went and got her a Sprite and stuff, and it was like you feel awful, but like by about an hour into it, everyone was turning around going, "Can you please? I'm sorry to say this. Can you like leave this theater?" Basically, and like everyone was kind of getting onto her because she was just sneezing incessantly for the hour and stuff. But it was also kind of funny and whatever. And then at the end of it, we basically she was like, well, do you want me to leave? And I'm like, no, I'll go with you. And she's like, no, you want to see this movie. Stay here. And then I'm like, okay, I will. And I just, so then I'm like,
Now,
I
that's a
really
shit-
want to
that's
see
an
this
alpha
movie.
male
Yes,
move.
I want to see this. So I stayed and I watched it so long. I'm kind of a dick in this story too, you know. And then like she watched sneezing in the way back. And so I told this on the podcast, and then later it was just like I felt so bad, and I still feel bad for saying it. So I'm here to clear it up. That was a fun date, and we had a good time, but it was.
Please call me back.
It didn't work out. Let's just put it that way.
Okay, never mind. Don't call him back. Call Lars instead. Lars's phone number is on screen now. So you reminded me, that made me think of one. I've already had many because I'm me, but I did have me and Doplex are the same. I'm very monogamous. I haven't been. I lock them in with my iron grip and I don't leave. So haven't had many dates because I haven't needed to. But there was one I went on, and it wasn't awful. You know, it wasn't like atrocious or whatever. It was just kind of looking back, it was a bit like, ugh. We had a dinner at a place that I really liked, which was fine. Then we went and saw the Assassin's Creed movie.
All right, yeah, perfect. Name
which sounds like a bad choice, right? But like we got talking because we both liked Assassin's Creed, and then that movie came out, and we were like, oh, whatever. And I wasn't really like, at this point, I didn't, you know, she was just like a friend. I didn't really want to do anything beyond that. But I was like, I'll hang out with a friend, you know, whatever. But I think she had the opposite idea, and she kept trying to hold my hand in the movie, and I kept being like, and like taking it away and just placing it on my lap very awkwardly because I was like, I don't want this. Also, not a very romantic movie.
Wow.
And then afterwards, she asked me if we were going anywhere, and I was like, no. And then I went home, and then it turns out the place we had dinner at gave me food poisoning, and I spent the rest of the night throwing up. Jesus. And then that ruined that place for me because I really liked it before then, but the food poisoning put me off it. So, not her fault.
Bad
Not
date.
a good date. A lot of vomit. Anyway.
Yeah.
Real quick. So I kind of forgot my at 8:00, my roommate is doing D&D here in this room.
Okay.
More like 8:15 apparently. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, maybe around, I kind of forgot about that. So maybe around then I'll move into my room, but it might take me just a minute or two to get my laptop set up over there. But
that's fine.
Cool.
But yeah, just
That's so good, baby.
We'll do a clap sync for the rest of it. That's fine.
Okay. Anyway, Amir, what was your you had some questions?
Oh yeah. Oh, and before you do that, by the way, I just want to point out to Kudos. I think that the the way that you ended that was funnier than I realized at first, which was a lot of vomit, which I guess is like the ultimate bad date.
Oh yeah.
That's the end of the story.
I feel like you could have just said that, and we could have been, you know, we could have kind of understood.
I could have Tarantino'd it and started with the end and then worked it back. So,
one of those like cheesy movies where it's like there's like a record scratch and you're like, now I bet you're wondering how I got here.
Started the day I was born.
Let's
right.
get right into the Doplex questions. And
There it is.
do you have a date story as well, Doplex?
Nice.
No, I don't, because every date I've ever had is fantastic. Because I'm a fucking amazing lover. I'm an alpha male.
That's a fucking
I am
lie.
the alpha male.
Are you fucking Maddox?
Nah. Yeah. Let me.
Says the host of Incel Gaming. Cue the music.
Can't have a bad date if you don't have any dates.
I've never spoken to a woman in my life. God, bad date.
Even my mum has disowned me.
I think one I can think of off the top of my head, because it's like one of those things I feel like I've had so many that I don't remember any of them, you know? I think like the one I can remember off the top of my head is my current girlfriend and I, this was years ago, her and I have been together for a long time, and we went to
Not
this...
until you tell this story.
Yeah, she's going to walk in here and assassinate me. We were going to this burger place, and right next door to, so I used to work at this burger place, right? And right next door to that is an adult store, right? Like a sex store, you know, DVDs, books, things of that nature. I used to work at one as well, but a completely different one. Anyway, So my ex-girlfriend worked there, and me and my current girlfriend were going through the drive-through, and my ex-girlfriend comes out and sees us.
The drive-through of the sex store or the burger store?
the burger store.
Okay.
Anyway, so we ordered our food, right? We're in the drive-thru, we're ordering our food, and we look over, and my ex-girlfriend comes out of that place, and we see her, and like I just sped off without even getting the food. We had already like paid for it at that point. And then I had to explain why we needed to like go somewhere else after I just paid for the food.
Why did you feel like you had to speed off? Like, was it just going to be awkward?
Know. It was just like a weird like gut reaction. Yeah. Well, yeah, it was definitely to avoid awkwardness. But then once I explained it, we laughed about it. But yeah. It's every time I drive past that burger joint, it's just like, I get PTSD. I get Vietnam War flashbacks.
Did you go back?
Do you reckon you could go back and be like, hey, yeah, I paid for a burger here 3 years ago.
Can I get that burger? Yeah, I'll give you inflation.
Yeah. Hand them my receipt from 2013.
Here's my burger pre-order.
I never got it.
My pre-order.
It never came.
Duplex, I think you make a good sitcom character.
Yeah, but I'd be like the idiot character who dies in like the last season.
You'd be like the Joey, like everyone really likes you, but you always get into these situations.
Right.
I watch it.
Yeah, I would too, honestly.
You had a question?
Yeah. So my question, Ryan. It's fun. It's such a dumb question. It's just a normal question, but I feel like it's been hyped up by all this all this bringing it up. So my question to you, Ryan, is you joining Funhaus as a new guy, right? You know, you were the new guy in town. You know, strolling in, pulling up your pants. You got your cowboy boots on that you famously wear. You're wearing booty shorts, your G-string. You know, you're walking in. You're the new guy in town, right? And you know, Funhaus is first of all great people. They're all amazingly funny people, great people. I loved working there. Obviously, I didn't work with them directly, but you know, working in the same office as them and interacting with them, they're all amazing people. Anyway, how does it feel to kind of like insert yourself in a thing, or I guess be inserted in a thing that has like a set cast and crew of people, and it seems like you have been able to, you kind of like became the new cool guy, you know what I mean? Like, because the thing about Funhaus, right, is like so many people are like, oh, you know, I miss this era or I miss that era. I feel like you've been pretty much accepted from the start. That's got to feel pretty good, I'd imagine.
Well, I thank you for saying that first and foremost. Appreciate it. I mean, because I assume you're a Funhaus fan. You have been, right? Like,
oh yeah.
So thank you. Because it was certainly weird to come into a big group of friends that seemed to already have inside jokes and stuff that like I had no idea about. Because that's the other thing. It blows my mind when I look back on it. Like I just started and I had no clue what I was getting into. Like, because I literally just needed a job basically, and I was in the right place at the right time, and I did the audition, and they liked that, and then I came and visited everyone, and they and I passed their test or whatever.
Right.
So then I was, I got
which is a pretty hardcore test.
Which is just them, just kind of everyone gather around. Let's meet the new person who wants to work here.
Let's see who's the best kisser.
Yeah, everyone kiss him. And rate it in a secret anonymous ballot. No, but yeah. So by the time I got the job, I was like, okay, sweet. Like I had done the one audition video, but I certainly didn't know like just what it's all about, like the cast of characters and how it's just kind of everyone has their own little niche personality and how you're really editing. It's not just, oh, you're just editing people playing video games, like, which is kind of what to the naked eye it might seem like. There's people there that have a history and then the fans that are the audience that you're editing for, know these people, and there's inside jokes and there's character traits and they kind of carry over from video to video. And once you start picking up on all that shit after editing a whole bunch of the dozens of the videos, it becomes way more fun. And it's just kind of like it's almost like the MCU or something, where like a poor man's MCU on YouTube, where you're like a small part of it, like you're a character in it, but you're also editing it and creating it with everybody. And it's weird. It's like the weirdest job I've ever had. But I love it. It's like it, and especially the editing style is exactly the same shit that I like and am into doing and am good at doing, I feel like, so I feel like that was a welcome and their sense of humor, and they're all kind of relatively my age. So the references and stuff I get, the whole thing, I don't mean to gush, but like, it definitely was the perfect job for me to land into. And I'm glad that you said that I kind of fit in, because I was definitely worried about that. Cause I'm not good. Like I said before, I'm not good at, or natural at being on camera. I think like, I didn't like do plays or anything growing up. I was never like into being, I wanted to be a director and stuff and come out here and do that shit. But then I did it kind of by necessity. And then when I'd see them doing their shit, like when it was the core Funhaus people, I'm like, I can't do that. That's like improv stuff. Like I'm not an improviser. I'm somebody who, it's like, 20 minutes later, I came up with 10 different funny things I should have said right there in that moment. But in the moment, that's why I was like worried about if this thing was live at the beginning, because I'm not good at being live, I don't think. That's why I love fucking editing, because I like taking my 50 takes of it and then taking the one and then making it look cool. And then no one has to know about all that shit that went into it and how not cool it looked at all,
Right.
So
well, you're doing just fine live right now. I mean, I gotta say, you seem pretty natural.
Thank you. Well, this is after, I think, years of now doing this shit pretty consistently.
Okay.
That I feel like now it's like I feel like you don't have to. It's not. I'm not pressured to like come up with some weird funny quip. It's just like you do
Right.
podcasts are all about just hanging out, being yourself, and then funny shit comes up. It comes up, and then that's, I feel, once I figured that out about the medium, it took the pressure off, kind of, And I'm over here like, eating pizza and getting high and drinking Cokes and beers. So it's like, I'm just chilling with you guys where
we're all doing the same. So, it's, I assume you all have your balls out as well.
Yeah. Like I said, I've been naked the whole time. I don't do a podcast. I don't do a podcast not naked. Yeah. Like I said.
Okay, good.
It's very
I just want
hot.
to make sure.
Yeah, it's getting hot.
It is very hot
right now, and I'm in a leather chair, so if I had my balls out, I would not be able to get up. I would be glued to them by my balls.
Sound of Velcro.
So I have to put some baking paper underneath.
It's LA in February. It's blazing out here.
By the way, if you guys are listening to this, you should know all podcasts actually have this secret. I'm going to let you guys in on this. We always do these shows naked. Every podcast in the world is technically recorded nude.
That's true.
So now you know.
That's a true statement.
Yeah.
That is true.
Not many people realize
That's
that.
what they call podcasts.
What'd you say, Kudos?
That's why they call them podcasts. I think that's what you said, right?
Pod?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I assumed it was some double entendre.
Yeah.
I just thought I'd put that out there and someone can figure it out.
Okay. Thank you.
It's a thinker for the audience.
So Ryan, obviously, you're a part of Funhaus, and as with any channel, there's the highs and there's the lows, and people come and go. I guess my question to you is, have you ever found a porn magazine in a bush? Because I've found a lot of people, if you talk to, will say that they have. Like a really high proportion of people will. I imagine at least one of us four has.
Yes.
I'm curious to get your insight, and the others actually.
I once edited a video called Woods Porn about this very thing.
Really?
Yeah, I think you can find it on Vimeo or something. But yeah, it's about a bunch of kids who found a porn that was like a leprechaun's porn, a trash leprechaun porn out in the woods in a bush.
Leper porn.
Yeah, leper
Trash
porn,
porn.
of course. Yeah, and then they take it, and then
Trash.
the leprechaun wants his porn back, and so he hunts them all down. Obviously,
Is it really tiny?
is it really tiny? The leprechaun?
Oh, it's the porn. Like it'd have to be a tiny magazine, right?
Oh no, it's a normal, regular size magazine. It's just as big to the leprechaun. Yeah, it's not leprechaun
Sure.
size. Yeah, good question though.
Wow, that really tickled Toplex. Really got a hoot on that one.
I'm just imagining like little magazine.
Like a little pocket one, like those pocket Bibles you can get, but just a little
portable
in case you need a
DVD
little porn on the go.
Yeah.
There's a centerfold, but it's just like a part of a boob because it's too small. It's a close up.
You have to collect them all and staple them together.
Exactly.
It's like a jigsaw puzzle, just a fucking jack off.
At the end of the year,
man.
you will have a full woman.
I can't wait to come in 7 months.
You know what I think is going to be interesting is like over time, the ability to find one of those in the wild is going to become it's going to be rarer and rarer as we grow older.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's going to
Porn
like
magazines. Yeah.
yeah, like eventually, like maybe 50 years from now, it'll be an ancient artifact. They'll be like, "Whoa, what is they put that in magazines?" I think that'd be really interesting.
I have heard that
That's
fireflies are apparently less common these days as well. Like there's some weird environmental things that are making fireflies less common. So it's kind of the same thing. Yeah, porn magazines and bush is definitely a lot less common. But yeah, so
Right.
to answer my question, has anyone found a porn magazine in a bush and not just filmed?
Oh, yeah.
and do it? Yeah.
Yeah, that was quite common growing up, actually.
Well, like why a bush though? Because I found one in a bush and one in a treehouse.
I was about to say a
the bush
treehouse,
was
dude. Yeah, I had a treehouse instance, but I never found just a random bush porn like you.
Bush porn. Well, I remember I was walking.
And you're literally in the bush, right?
It was bush porn in the bush. I was walking home from school, and to get home from my primary school or elementary, whatever you call it, I had to like walk across a field, like the school field thing, and one of the bushes near the back of it. Just I saw something in it, and I was like, "What's that?" And I looked in there, and it was like one page ripped out of a porn and stuffed in there. And I was like, must have been like 10 or something about the time you start looking into that thing. And I was like, holy shit. I didn't know what to do with it. I think I just put it back. Because I was like, I can't just bring this home. Mum will find it. But I did think about that page a lot.
I think that's kind of why people hide them in bushes back in the days, because they didn't want their parents to find it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a very weather safe place to put it though.
Yeah.
Right. You know, I do have a funny story relating to that. When I was a kid, my friends and we would sneak into the video store in my hometown, and we'd go into the video store, and then we'd walk under like the beads, or we'd have to like go behind one of like the video racks to get into the adult section. Anyway, pretty much what we would do is we would steal the boxes for like the porn, and then we would just like ride our bikes around and like sell the boxes to our friends. But whatever we had left, we would actually just leave them in a bush. So in a way, we kind of created bush porn. At least for my neighborhood.
Dude, you're an icon.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for recognizing that. Yeah.
I remember one time I was at the video store, and there was obviously that R18 section, but they had some like hentai that they put on like the recent releases section that just was like out in the open, because from the front cover it just looked like another anime. And I remember I was like,
right.
I wasn't looking at it because I thought it was hentai. I was a kid, and I was like, oh, what's this cartoon? This looks cool. And I flipped it over, and on the back there's like tits and stuff, and I was like, whoa,
Nice.
hell yeah.
When
Dad, can we get this one?
we the treehouse thing happened when we had just learned how to drive, and we found there was like a cool treehouse that the neighbors at my buddy's house, like in the woods, had made. And so we kind of like went one day, and it was kind of mean, but we went and like pretty much ransacked it, like not like tore it apart, but like at least like went up and like found their cool shit that they had hidden there, and some of it was their old porn, right? That they we were like, so we were looking at their porn or whatever, and then we took a couple of them, and then we were going to drive to like go to like some dance or something, and we saw them getting into their truck, like, you know, two blocks down, and then I, the genius, yell, "We stole your shit!" And then it turned into like a little car truck chase, right? Where we're like trying to go home,
For the porn.
and literally they're trying to like chase us down with their truck, and it was so stupid, and everyone's yelling at me like, "What the fuck, Ryan?" And
They'll never suspect a thing.
yeah, and like little like the big brave strong guys we called my friend John's dad and said to meet us outside with a baseball bat, and then when we pulled up, He did.
Sweet.
And you got away with the porn, right?
And we got away with the porn. So, and I still read it to this
My
day.
man.
I'm reading it right now.
Did you give his dad some as like hey, you can have half of this, thanks
That's
for
a
backing
tip.
us up.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Sounds
we ripped it in half, the centerfold, and said, all right, this is like our charm bracelet, like it's our BFFs. And when we connected every summer, we'll remember this story.
Hey-yo. You bring it together and you can finally jerk off.
Yeah, we can finally jerk off together. Yeah. But
Someone
I
in the
felt
chat
bad
Just a
about
says,
single titty and
remember
flip it to him
when-
like a coin.
So what was that?
Someone,
Lance?
someone in the chat says, remember when porn mags were 25 cents? How old are you?
that. Yeah, well, that's Barack
That's-
Obama.
yeah,
I mean,
what the fuck?
he's pretty old.
Yeah. Some guy named Barack Obama in the Discord at discord.t1podcast.com if you want to tune into these episodes live. Thank you for the music. Just a half second too late.
Yeah, no problem.
All right.
Yeah. My treehouse story was pretty much the same as yours. We were at a friend's house with
Nice.
like a couple of friends, and I lived in the country, and there was this like weird, like empty lot, wooded area kind of next to their place. And someone had made like a crappy. It was a treehouse, but it was like ground floor treehouse, and more just like
Right.
they just put some stuff in
It's
like
a floor house.
yeah, floor house, but it wasn't a tree. But they had some like not astroturf, like you know when you get the lawn that's like you roll it out if you plant like a new lawn
Yeah.
and it kind of
Oh,
comes
like
in the
like
rolls, but it's actually
AstroTurf.
grass.
Yeah.
It's not. No, but it's not astroturf.
No, it's
like,
real,
real
but
grass.
it's like a hair transplant for grass.
Okay.
Yeah. It was that, but like
Hymns
I
for
guess their
grass.
family, Joe Rogan for grass, but I
Yes.
guess
Ooh,
their
for
family had.
grass.
Oh, God.
I guess their parents had some of that and they had some offcuts, so they took that and they made like they turned it into chairs. So they like a piece on on the bottom and then a piece behind
Oh.
it. So yeah, it was really weird. I don't know. I guess it might have lasted longer than if you just had a chair that would like rot in the rain. Anyway, we were playing with this kid's treehouse and then we like lifted one of them up and there was a whole porn magazine under it. And we were like, whoa! But we were like way too young to know what any of it was. I think we must have been like 7 or 8. We were like,
Yeah.
we were like looking through and we like there was like pages of like selling dildos and stuff and we were like, wow, those are cool. What are they? Anyway, we didn't steal them and we didn't brag about stealing them to their face. So,
Yeah. You
no
were smarter than
dads
me.
with baseball bats were called that day.
Yeah.
Well, that's less epic. Oh, Ryan, you are so funny.
Oh, man.
This totally isn't a transition.
Subscribe
What a
to
great
Ryan
joke.
Shorts at youtube.com.
So
You better subscribe to Ryan Shorts.
so Ryan, obviously you do like a lot of toy reviews. Like
Yes. Yes,
He
I know what you're talking
shorts.
about.
Ryan's shorts reviews.
No.
He reviews different shorts.
That guy is my number one rival on YouTube, actually. I'm trying to become the Ryan. You know, when you're on YouTube and you go, what's the Ryan on that is synonymous with YouTube? You
Right.
better not think about that fucking 7-year-old.
I've been on this planet for 34 years.
Everything at Target. Yeah, I'm 34 years old. I could whoop that kid's ass 10 times over, all right? I would not, and I will not, and I'm not threatening to. That was just, but hypothetically, I could. Anyway.
You're just stating your power level. Yeah, you're not.
Hypothetically,
You're
you
just,
should.
well,
If you were to do a Logan Paul and challenge him to a boxing match.
I should, yeah, there we go. All right, Ryan, if you're listening to this, I challenge you to a pay-per-view boxing match, man. Let's get rich while we whoop each other's ass and figure out who's the one true Ryan on YouTube, bitch.
I'm just picturing both of you, like just you, a grown-ass man, and like a little 9-year-old. UFC cage match.
I'll do it with like toys. Like he can hit me for real and stuff. I'll have to use like Fisher Price gloves or something. I'll have to do something to give me a handicap.
You guys could like
Yeah.
duke it out in like
No.
Wii bowling or something.
Yeah.
No,
like-
I think you guys should just fight for real.
okay. Yeah, you're
Oh,
right.
yeah, okay,
MMA style.
Keep it clean.
No,
Yeah, just,
no
you know,
rules.
Right, just go
Yeah,
at it.
I,
Just beat the
A
fuck.
three-way
Bangkok.
between you, Ryan, and Conor McGregor.
Yeah, there's
Three-way
there's
cage
no
match.
difference.
Yeah, cage match. The briefcase.
I will. I will. Any day, anytime, Ryan. You want to do a cage match with me in Bangkok or Guantanamo Bay or any fucking where? It's on. I will be there. All right, no rules. We'll do it in the wherever that cave in the Batman Begins is. We'll do it there. All right, we'll do it in the darkest places of this earth. Okay, and I will fucking rip your face off, flesh by flesh, and pour salt in the wounds with your toys. All right,
Wow,
this is really.
I like a second ago you were like, "Oh no, I don't mean any harm. This is I'm just."
Now you're getting like Shakespearean.
This is all hypothetical.
Rip your face off.
Okay.
No, you should end it with
speech.
in Minecraft. I think that's the
right.
general like
in
it makes
Minecraft.
everything okay is if you end it with in Minecraft.
Yeah. This all reminded me, by the way, do you guys remember a number of years ago, there was that urban legend going around about Kanye West and like he was I'll post a link in the chat because it turned out not to be true, but it was really funny. Like Kanye West apparently organized a basketball game with a bunch of like wheelchair kids and beat them by 106.
Wait, I remember seeing this. Wait, was this not real?
I've never seen that
I just
before.
believed it was real.
No, it wasn't real because it was from a website called The Daily Current, which is a satire website.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
You see, but that
It was really funny because like I kind of believed it at first.
Yeah, no, I believed it until now because that sounds like something Kanye would do.
Exactly.
It's pretty funny.
There's truth in comedy, and that is true. It has to be true. I choose to believe that that's true.
He's a single man now. He can do whatever he wants. He probably might make this a reality now.
That's the first thing he does.
Punished Kanye. He starts wearing an eye patch and just doing whatever bullshit he wants.
Punished Kanye.
Back to the courts. Yeah.
He signs the divorce papers and immediately hits the rec center.
Have you seen that video with the ninja of Deantford who talks about the weird basketball game between Kanye West and Drake that happened when he visited him?
Wait, what?
That's a very good video. It's like illustrated and everything, but it's Ninja from Deantford or Diantwood if you like saying it wrong. Talking about how he like linked up with Kanye West and Kanye was just like, it was kind of just like an interesting story about how weird and fake celebrities are. And he just said like how they went over to Drake's house and had this really weird like basketball game against them where like Drake had some guy filming him like so he could like edit together montage clips of himself playing basketball and stuff. It's really weird. It's a really interesting story though. This is on YouTube if you look it up.
I'm going to look this up.
Yeah. Anyway, that's I don't know how we got here. So is Funhaus a fun house or is it more of like a place?
Oh, come on.
Fun house. Yeah.
It is a fun house.
Here's the thing. Okay. I was thinking about this today and I realized that like I feel like the English language gets very lazy sometimes. I was just thinking like we add a Y to a lot of stuff and just kind of call it a day. Like if your fingers are kind of sticking together, you call them sticky.
Fingerly.
Or like if someone likes to chat, you call them chatty. Or like if someone has a big horn, you call them horny. Like it's
how's that lazy?
That's efficient.
It's just not very. It's not very creative. It's just like, well, how do we make this a thing? We just have a Y.
Look,
I mean, I guess.
Australians are the worst at doing that with names. Like, if you have a name in Australia, they will find a way to, unless it's already 4 letters, they'll find a way to like shorten it. Usually by just cutting off half of it and adding Y, like you said, Lars. All of us have short names, so there's like no, I can't really give any examples here, but yeah, it's like everyone's just named. It's either a Y or an O. You just slap one of those on the end and call it a day.
Yeah. Jamo.
Wait, so would Doplex be dopey or dopo?
I like Dopo.
Probably dopey. Yeah, I like Dopo
Ammo.
too.
Really whatever.
Yeah, we're really, really awful choice selection names here because we are all quite short names already.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess it kind of works with our YouTube handle things. Aside from Ryan, because Ryan is using it. Well, also Lars.
Like,
Yeah,
or
your real
even
names.
here's an example. Actually, if you had a name like Dane, is that a name? That's a name. You know,
Yes.
have people named Dane. Yeah, you
Dane Cook.
call him
Dane
Dano.
Cook.
Be like, oh, Dano, mate. You do
Dano,
that. Even though it's-
mate. Dano, mate.
Dano, mate. No, not like that. But you do shit like that where you just swap, like throw an an O or a Y on the end and call it a day.
Well, a quick
Oi,
question, 'cause
Dano.
you reminded me. Is there anybody else named Dane aside from Dane Cook?
Yes.
I can't
The
think of
Dane?
any
I-
other
I-
Dane.
The Dane.
What does it have to be like a famous Dane?
Soya. I don't know.
I guess any Dane.
Because I know a kid from high school named Dane.
Of course
Yeah, I
you
know
do.
a
Your
guy here
name's
named
Lars.
They're great
Yeah.
names.
What does that have to do with Dane?
I don't know. You never hear Lars, and you never hear Dane.
That's true.
So it just makes sense that
I've heard
Dane and a
Dane-
Lars.
What's
I
Lars
don't feel
short
like Dane's
for?
that uncommon.
I've
What
never
is
met a Dane.
what's Lars short for? Is it short for like Bartholomew or something?
Yeah, Lars the Thin, actually.
Wait, really?
No, it's just Lars.
Lars.
It's
Thinny.
just Lars.
It's just Lars. Sponsored by Blue
I
Shit.
can't believe it's just Lars.
I'm looking here at famous Danes, and
It's my favorite porn
There's
website.
two famous Larses that I know. There's the Lars of Metallica and the Lars of Rancid. Lars Friedrichsen.
Oh,
yeah, exactly, and the Bastards.
And the Bastards. Yes, can't forget about the Bastards.
And Lars from Norway, of course.
of course.
I feel like I always have like different opinions on, because everyone does this, what you just did, Ryan. And obviously you're not thinking about this, so I'm not like criticizing you here, but every time someone meets me, they do that thing where they're like, oh, Lars, like that guy from blah, blah, blah. And I have like conflicting feelings about
Hold on a minute. We were talking about people with the same name as each other. As Dane.
Right. No, it's totally fair. Like I understand why people do it, but but I want to expand on that to say that like my feelings about that are different depending on which Lars they refer to. Because if it's like Lars from Metallica, that's cool. Because I don't know, metal's cool, I guess. But so I don't like it when they know me from Lars and the Real Girl. Like
I love that movie.
Yeah,
That movie rocks.
it's just not a movie I want to be associated with, though.
I feel yeah.
Well,
It's
you are
one
now.
of one of the few movies that has your name in it, and it's about weird sex doll fetishes. I get it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Well, see, Ryan, that's actually a biography about Lars's life.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
I figured.
Yeah.
Funny story about that movie, by the way.
I'm in it.
My parents took me to see it, and it was really awkward because I don't think they understood the premise. I think they just saw the name Lars.
And they're like, oh, you like this.
girls.
It's got his name in it, and Lars has a sex doll, so he'll like
Lars
this.
should meet a real girl one day. Let's show this movie called Lars and the Real Girl. That'd be
It
nice.
was really awkward to sit through.
Going back to weird dates. This wasn't really that weird. It was fine, but I went and saw with my ex. I went and saw The Wolf of Wall Street, which is fine.
Oh, fuck
except her parents were there too.
Oh wow.
So I saw the Wolf of Wall Street with her parents, which is probably like the raunchiest, like most swearers ever in a movie. And her parents aren't like stick up their ass like real straight edge or whatever. But it was definitely just like, oh, this is uncomfortable.
I love that movie so much because
It's a really good movie.
You had an experience that a lot of people did actually, because that was kind of an infamous litmus test movie where all these couples would go, and then the guy would walk out going, "Fuck yeah, that movie rocked," and the girl would go, "What did you just say?" Like, like you loved that movie? Like that was, it's like all these people like broke up because of it. I read about. So that's funny.
Interesting.
Can I be honest about something? I've never watched The Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh
That's
I
why
know.
you don't have a hustle mindset, though, Plex.
I would love to see it again for the first time. It's so fun.
Me too.
Plex, can I see it with your parents?
Yeah, with your parents.
Sure, yeah.
Okay. Sweet.
Not with Doplex at all, just with his parents.
Yeah. Just with
Take
my
your
parents.
girlfriend out to it and invite her parents along and watch it together. It's a good, like I said, it's a good litmus test.
That actually wouldn't be a bad idea because my girlfriend's parents, they're definitely the kind of parents where it's like that would be like a fine thing to do. Like they're super chill about it.
Sure. What if that's the one thing that like
at least the way
triggers
you're
them?
describing it.
Like you don't expect it, but you like they just fucking lose their minds and like storm out halfway
Like,
through.
oh God!
You just something triggers
There's a
them. You
penis in this movie.
And our
smells.
our opening character, we open up the first time we hear him speak he is snorting coke out of a hooker's ass in the first 2 minutes of the film, and it only goes down from there.
See, how come YouTube videos you have to censor them for the first minute, and then Hollywood's allowed to open with ass crack arsing?
Yeah,
and that's totally fine.
I know.
Double
The
standards.
same
YouTube.
reason music videos can do it.
It's not fair.
That isn't
Yeah.
fair.
It literally isn't, and that's actually a serious complaint I have about YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube's some bullshit.
Yeah.
It's weird that
Yeah.
it's weird that I feel like Google's holding all the cards in terms of like what everyone watches these days. Like, obviously Netflix and other programs are really popular too. But if you see like the actual graphs of consumption, like YouTube's pretty much number one. So you'd think that'd be like, we could do whatever the fuck we want, but no, apparently they still have to bend over backwards.
Yeah.
I want to say that I feel like YouTube's policy on that, I know we've talked about this before, but like I have another observation about it, which is that it's weirdly Puritan in that regard. Like it's kind of, why do they want to go against every other media in terms of like, like if you go see a movie, you see the rating and it's like, you know that it's going to have graphic content and we're going to run the trailers anyway. And it's like, it's fine. But on YouTube, it's like we have to censor a couple minutes of the podcast in order to get it approved. It's why
will it not be approved at all to be up, or will you just not be able to monetize the?
Well, that's what I mean. It's like, we won't make any money off.
Yeah,
of it.
but there's also a lot. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no. Yeah, you go. Sorry.
I would say that there's a lot that comes with it. Like if it's not monetized, then there's a lesser chance that it'll fall into recommendations or it won't pop up in people's subscription feeds.
And like if it hits R18, it's just dead. Because I had that happen in one of my videos. It was coasting along just fine. Then YouTube slapped it with R18. Even though I censored it, I went through and I censored as much as I could, but they were like, "Nah, fuck you." And you could just see the views. Like it was like it just dropped. It was like a cliff, and it just immediately plateaued.
Took it out back, put a bullet between its eyes.
They literally did. Yeah.
I guess to me, I make a pretty big distinction between to me, I love the fact that even if I have a fucked up video that will definitely not get monetized, it'll still go up on YouTube pretty much, like unless it's just completely obscene. But so really what we're complaining about is their monetization policy, which I kind of get I hate the apocalypse, but it's like at the end of the day, it's like, all right, my weird ass video that I'm like, that is certainly obscene or pushing the line. I can see them not wanting to have, Target fucking advertising their Christmas line before it.
It definitely depends what kind of videos
and yet
you do.
Target will sell The Wolf of Wall Street, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There's certainly a double standard. I mean, Martin Scorsese, but he's an artist. Who are we on this platform?
We're artists. What are you talking about?
No, I'm fucking around. Of course, we're artists. I am on the same level or higher than Martin Scorsese. Target.
There's very much like depends on what kind of videos you make as well. Like if you make regular short content, I think you can get away with being more risque because if one video gets demonetized, it's no big deal. But say, like myself, I make videos that take about a month to make and they're longer. And if that one gets demonetized, it's like, well, there goes my ads. There goes my paycheck for the month sort of thing. So yeah, there's definitely, for those kind of videos, there's much more of an incentive to be very clean, which is not how I operate. So it feels like it's a constant struggle when it's like you said, they'll happily put a Pepsi ad like in the background of Wolf of Wall Street. They'll have him like in World War Z go and pick up a pristine Pepsi can and slurp it down, but can't put it in front of my video about Delphine or they'll shit themselves. Weird.
Yeah.
Which I will say is one nice thing, and I'm sure Ryan you could attest to this, for working for like I guess you can call it kind of like a multimedia conglomerate thing that's not corporate but kind of corporate, where even if the video gets demonetized, you still get paid.
Yeah. Totally.
Right, for Funhaus specifically.
And honestly, like on this same theme and stuff, like it's another reason I love Funhaus is just like, we can and will talk about pretty much anything, right? And try to make a joke out of it, which there's not that many places around where, and obviously, especially in the early days of Funhaus, it was known for more edgier shit. And I don't think that that's totally lost. It's just that that's not like the total focus, I think, as maybe it used to be. And right. I love that. The fact that, it's still, we're owned by Warner Brothers, but we're still over here talking about teledildonics and fucking whatever the fucking weird shit that we want to talk about that day that might or might not be a taboo in society.
I feel like we're going to get to this point as well. And I was talking to my missus about this yesterday, but when a brand is willing to let themselves be, we're talking about, say, like YouTube sponsorships and like specifically like during a podcast or whatever, the ones where people actually get to play with it and fuck around with it and swear and do whatever and like take the piss, that endears you to that company so much more than the companies that are obviously like, just read the fucking ad read, don't like change the script at all, you know? Because then people just read it deadpan and there's no energy and you can tell they're just paid to say that.
This episode is brought to you by...
Yeah, exactly.
Not an actual sponsor.
So I feel like going forward, especially once like younger generations kind of kick in a bit more, because I feel like the only people who care about like, oh, there was a Pepsi ad before this ISIS beheading video, it's only like boomers who care about that shit. I'm sure if like our generations saw that, would be like, fuck yeah, I want a Pepsi. This is
boomers
gangster.
And the guy who got beheaded.
Yeah, well, he doesn't have much to say anymore. But it's that kind of shit, right? Like I think going forwards, no one's going to care what, you know, there is, yeah, anyway, so I could talk about this for ages. Anyway, fuck brands and fuck brand Twitter as well.
Yeah.
Fuck Google. Fuck you.
I have a question, by the way, that I was going to ask on like a guestless episode, and I can kind of modify it, I guess, to Ryan, do you host any podcasts yourself?
No, I've thought about it, like on my own channel.
Okay.
I haven't done that much long form stuff. So no, like on my own.
Okay.
I definitely am more of a guest, I'd say, featured guest.
Okay.
Like right now,
More of a guest, less of a gamer.
So no, the answer is no.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and, so I'll try to frame the question this way.
I'm a game show host. I host my own game show. That counts.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. That would actually work. Okay. So let's go in a large order here. Lars, Amir, Ryan, James. And so
Large.
if you had to have a guest on the podcast, or in your case, Ryan, a guest on the game show, who's like someone who's really kind of off the wall and would be like a fun, unusual choice, who would you pick?
Like in history, or just like what are the parameters here? Just literally anyone.
Let's save the historical one for like a different episode, but for now it's just like people who are existing today.
Sure.
Okay. I would love to have the report of the week on the show at some point. I think that would be really fun. You guys know who that is?
Yeah.
No.
He's great.
Yeah. Review bra.
Yeah, have you guys
Who?
He's also known as Review Bra.
Hello?
He's the guy.
Hello.
Okay.
Hey.
Oh, did we lose you? Are you still here?
Oh no, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
He's the guy in the big suit that reviews food. He kind of looks like a 12-year-old, but a 60-year-old at the same time.
Yeah, okay, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, I know this guy. Yeah.
He's a very quaint guy. Seems like a nice dude.
Yeah.
Seems cool, yeah.
Yeah, he looks like he would star in like a prequel to Mr. Burns' life from The Simpsons.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's kind of got that like Michael Cera energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that'd be interesting.
I love the man.
Yeah, that guy rocks. Mine that I've been trying to.
Well, hold on,
down.
Ryan, because we're going in large order.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were just yelling shit out. I didn't know. I didn't know a large order meant.
It's okay. We can go in Larage order.
Larage
Yeah,
order.
Yeah.
You go,
go ahead, Ryan.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Prince Mongo is who I've been trying to track down. Is this weird character from Memphis, where I'm from. And he's this guy that has run for mayor like every election, like in the last 20 elections. And he's a guy, I shouldn't say man. He claims to be from the planet Zambodia.
Oh my God, I just Googled this guy. He looks interesting as fuck.
He's an interesting man. And he's not man, alien from Zambodia. He's a Zambodian. Yeah. He's a Zambodian.
Of course.
And he's Prince Mongo from the planet Zambodia. And I would love to hang out with him and just talk to him. And he runs for mayor every single election.
That's awesome.
And he's like 70 now.
He looks cool as shit. He looks ridiculous.
He's so cool. He used to have this mansion in Memphis that used to have wild, parties, swinging parties.
Yeah.
So
I believe that you will make that happen, Ryan.
I don't know. I feel like the clock's ticking on Prince Mongo. I mean, I need to track this dude down. He's old.
Yeah.
I mean, he's an alien. You never know when he's going to go back to his home planet.
That's
and stuff.
true.
It's just a whole thing. So sorry to break the order. I just had to talk about Prince Mongo.
No, that was
what are your guess?
Mine would probably be like LA Beast or something. The illustrious LA Beast. I feel like that dude. He was. I mean, I'm assuming you guys have heard LA Beast. He's been doing these weird food challenges.
Is he that guy that tries like all this like like most bitter or most sour stuff or
Yeah,
the spiciest
but like,
things.
yeah, but like
Just look them up.
he's kind of like
I've seen him.
he's like the Giga Chad of the internet, where he's like his older videos. He's like, today I'm gonna eat all these ice cream cones, and I'm gonna stick my head in this fish tank of ice, and then at the end I'm gonna chew this wad of bubble tape, stick it in the microwave, and then paint my hair with it. And like the whole time you're watching, it's like, why are you doing this to yourself? But it's fascinating. So
It's very humbling because he's like, he is jacked as fuck and he looks like in really good shape, but then he just like, you just
he
see
acts
him
like
in
an
constant
8-year-old.
pain.
Yeah,
So it's kind of humbling.
yeah. I love LA Beast. That would be mine. Have a good day.
good answer.
I would want John from Funhaus personally.
Yeah, where is that guy?
Yeah. Where is that motherfucker?
Was he supposed to be here?
If he wasn't available, I'd want Jack Black. I've always wanted to talk to Jack Black. He seems like a really cool dude.
One and the same.
Jablinski Games.
He's been an inspiration for years. So, Jack Black, if you're hearing this,
Which I know you are.
come on the podcast.
You son of
Third
a
place
bitch.
Keemstar. Although I have met Keemstar and gotten naked next to him, so I don't feel like I need to talk to him anymore. But that would just be, I think, just to like fulfill the prophecy of this of your tweets, Lars.
Yeah.
Can you go ahead and tell that story on the next episode, by the way?
Okay.
Okay. We'll bait that for later. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we had Review Bra, Prince Mongo, LA Beast, and then
Jack
John
Black.
Smith / Jablinski Games / Keemstar.
And now here's the twist. All of them are starting a podcast together.
I'd watch the shit out of that.
Yeah. Wow. They should call that the Misfits podcast because that's
And it actually is sponsored by Blue Chew.
Yeah. That'd be the weirdest thing in the
I keep
world.
thinking some Blue Tube, and I'm just like, Blue Tube's like the opposite of Red Tube. It's like for it's videos you watch when you're horny. You need to like, it's like a cold shower for your eyes.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like Red Tube, but nothing but softcore porn.
A cold shower for your eyes. I'm gonna call that the episode
Yeah.
title.
Yeah,
That's great.
It's done to stop you from being horny. You're like, fuck, you're like, if you do No Nut November, you need something. It's like pictures of your grandma and like a cartel, like decapitation videos and shit, stuff to make you like not horny anymore.
That should be a thing. The opposite of porn.
I'm looking at LA Beast. Are you a Shoe Nice fan, Amir?
No.
He's very much
Not
like
at all.
buff Shoe Nice. It's a good comparison, actually.
Nice.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
by
he's-
that you mean you hate Shoe Nice or you don't know about Shoe Nice?
oh no, I know who Shoe Nice is. Shoe Nice kind of creeps me out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I was
Yeah.
because I have it's not really that funny of a story, but like I made a video about Shoe Nice on my own channel once, and then like 7 months later, I started getting all these comments on other videos of mine, and it's Shoe Nice being like, "Dude, I saw your video. Can you can I like use your video on my channel and stuff?"
Yeah, he does that, man.
Yeah, and I'm like, and so I'm like, yeah, sure, Shoe Nice, whatever, you know. So then I would do that. I'm like, yeah. So he uploaded the video to it, and then all of a sudden, like 5 months later, it's like he would forget every once in a while and be like, hey man, I just saw the video. Can you like send that to me? And I'm like, dude, we've done this like multiple times. And then at some point, he sends me a thing going, hey man, can you Venmo me some money for having that video up on your site? What the fuck? And I'm like, no, like, that's not happening. You know, can you Venmo me for you taking my video? Like, anyway, about you. But anyway, we had
That's
a back and
fucking
forth. But then now, even since then, he's asked me again, just been like, oh, hey, I saw the video. I like it. I think we're on good terms again now. He's complete. His mind has been erased from all the mayonnaise and shoe rubber
vodka.
and cement he's eaten.
And the
And now
alcoholism.
it's a blank slate now.
I
Yeah.
love that video of him giving the I don't even know if she is homeless. It's just some like woman in a park, and it was back when YouTube was doing that shit where I think you talked about the other day, Lars, the Vitalis one, where he's like handing out sandwiches to like homeless people, but it's very much like just a photo op kind of thing. And he just gets really impatient, and he's like, "Back up! The sandwiches for everyone." He starts like kicking them.
Yeah. And it has the cheery music playing at the same time, so it's like the happy
the
contrast
royalty-free
between the two.
music, like that you see on like the background of videos about like kittens and shit. But he's like giving sandwiches to homeless people. But Shoe Nice did that. He wants to hop on that train, but he did it in a very Shoe Nice way. And he just goes and he buys like a bunch of McDonald's hamburgers, and he goes and gives one to like some woman in a park who I don't even know, doesn't even look 100% homeless. But she's just looking at him like he's a freak. And he saves a burger for himself, and he's like eating it next to her. And she just looks disgusted. It's so funny.
He was just looking for someone to have dinner with.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, is that the video where the guy's like, now his face is turning red like a tomato?
He's, his face turning red like a tomato.
Which is that?
Or is that a different one?
Wait, what?
Oh,
I don't know.
I think we're thinking about the same video, but I'm not sure.
You probably are.
Anyway.
It's been a while since I've seen it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
By the way, guys, we got to either cut it here or go into overtime. Which one do you guys want to do?
I'm going to cut at some point. I kind of got to go eat. But
Ron's got some toys to review, so we probably should.
I got a lot of toys to review, dude. so much toys to review, a lot of shit to eat. So got to get to it. But this has been a blast, though.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming on.
This has been super fun.
This has been really fun.
I guess you could say that Funhaus isn't the only Funhaus around here, eh?
Yeah, I agree. That's what I wanted
Funhaus
to do.
And what did I say at the start of this? I said Ryan is enough man for two men for
keep
both.
Going.
On here.
I'm hungry enough to eat John Smith. That is true.
Yeah. And I was right.
Also, silver lining here, and no disrespect to John whatsoever, but as the guy who edits these, I'm kind of glad that I don't have to do 5 audio tracks on this now.
I hear that, brother. Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, you usually delete duplexes anyway, so it's
You just leave mine out entirely.
we just have to infer what he said.
Yeah, technically speaking, Doplex hasn't been on an episode for about 3 months now. I've actually just been using soundboard.
It takes
it's true.
Yeah.
There you go. Proof.
Anyway, Ryan, where can people find you? Please plug everything.
Not your address, just like links and stuff.
Oh yeah,
address, social.
I am on YouTube at Ryan Shorts is where I'm going to start releasing. So I have so much shit in the can that I haven't had time to. So I'm going to edit. So I'm going to start putting that shit out. I have a pajama video. It's called Pajama Jam coming out next week. It's going to be great. And the reason I haven't been editing as many shorts is because you should go to the Funhaus channel and watch this hour-long Gwar movie that I made, where Gwar came on this show that I produce called Ryan's Bargain Bin, the awesome legendary band, and then we had they killed me 5 times. It was a whole mess. So anyway,
all right.
if you want to see me die horrifically and horrific deaths by Gwar's hands remotely, go there to the Funhaus channel, Scumdogs of the Bargain Bin verse.
I'm glad you survived.
Ryan's Shorts, a channel where you can watch such classics as They Made Me Cut My Dick Off and Time Penis Attack on Mother's Day.
Yes, those are 2 titles. I recommend them both. Well, they won't take that much time. They're short, as it's in the title, so they won't take that much time in your life. Also, if you like those 2, you might like How to Draw Big Bird in VR Paintbrush, Google Tilt Brush. Go give that one a shot. I won't say anything else.
And I eat like shit. That was
a really good one.
Oh, thank you.
Mandatory.
Yes. If I think a lot of people can relate to eating like shit. Even people who eat healthy eat like shit sometimes. So this is about eating like shit. It's a universal message there.
And if people want to watch content from you about reviewing toys, where can they find you?
Ryan's Toy Review on YouTube.
It's a small side gig. 18 million subs.
Yeah, just a small side gig. Yeah, that's my tiny animatronic robot boy that I use to rake in the big bucks while I'm here at this side gig at Funhaus.
Yeah. All right, guys. You've been listening to the first podcast. Subscribe on YouTube if you haven't already. Really helps us out.
Please.
Donate on patreon.com/T1podcast if you want to get bonus episodes of the show, early listening privileges, a patron-only chat,
hungry.
a funny roll on the Discord, a kiss from Doplex, platonic only,
and access to the exclusive Among Us channel. Among Us.
Anyway. That was a sus noise.
All right. So, I'm sorry. What did you want me to do to it?
Can you just retweet it?
Say
What did
retweet it?
you want me to do to it?
Yeah.
You sound like a really like non-committal hitman. Like a lazy
What did you
hitman who's
want
like,
me to
what did you
do?
want me to do with it again?
Some lady's
Kill him.
husband.